What's up, boys? Mo here, and in this video I want to show you guys how the product pages that we build are making us over $20,000 a day and scaling this baby even more. So what I've noticed is a lot of you guys actually don't understand why your product pages, your landing pages aren't really converting. And you guys are all getting mollywopped and bamboozled into thinking you have to create a pre-sale funnel in order to be successful with e-com. You don't. What you do have to understand is exactly how to build a product page that's going to convert somebody into buying. Because a lot of times you guys are making ads and these ads are getting good clicks, but the clicks aren't turning into dollars. Why? Because you don't understand the anatomy of building winning product pages. So we're going to go over that and how to use AI and the God-given brain that you have in order to do this. The first thing you need to understand from a very high level is the three main pillars, or I guess elements of a product page. You have the structure of the page, which is pretty much all the sections that you're gonna go ahead and use and have on every single product page, no matter what you're selling. Then you have the actual content, right, that goes on the page. And then you have the copy that turns that content and pretty much turns people from reading into looking and converting from your product pages. So you have to understand, if one of these sucks, the majority of the time, you will not end up converting customers. But if you do all of these good enough, you will have good enough traction to generate thousands of dollars a day. So first things first, let's go over the structure. Okay, the majority of the time, this structure, this layout of a product page is always going to be the same. Okay, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to get creative and move things around because it's going to look better or cuter, or because you who have never generated money online think this is a better way to do it. No. Okay, this has existed since the beginning of time and it will always be like this. So we are going to follow this element. And another reason why you don't want to fuck around with the layouts too much is because as a consumer, we are already trained to know when I land on a product page, there's specific areas where I'm going to find benefits, I'm going to find features, I'm going to find reviews, I'm going to find FAQs. And me as a consumer, I want to see that be consistent anywhere I go. And if that thing isn't there, then usually I get concerned or I get triggered, or worse of all, I don't even know where to find that information. And that's why you need to keep this information pretty similar. From a very high level, this is really all you need to care about, okay? Anything above the fold. So the first screen that your customer sees when it comes to your product page or the landing page that you're pushing traffic. Because the majority of the time, if you do this right, customers won't even fucking scroll. I promise you that, okay? And you can download an app like Lucky Orange or any type of heat map app, and you'll see that 90% of people don't even scroll. They make the decision based off the first screen that they see. What is that first screen made of? It's really good fucking content in your product box right here, and I'm gonna go over that really shortly. It's having a good product title that includes a value prop or a unique selling proposition. Okay, this is very important. When I say this, it means the same way Amazon and TikTok Shop now is allowing name listings, or you see the best listings have CBD gummies, let's say, for better mental health awareness, etc., where it's name of the brand, benefit number one, ingredient highlight, all in the title. This is stuff you want to start using inside of your Shopify or dropshipping store, because again, the consumer's already trained and they want to understand what is the product, what does it do, and why is it really good. And if you can do that in a really good title, then you have already done 70% of the work, okay? Then you want to make sure, this is something I see a lot of people really fuck up here, and I'm going to go over some live landing pages shortly here. But when you're using these bullet points, you always want to stick to a specific format. It's either you add 3 bullet points of benefits, 3 bullet points of features, and 3 bullet points of a key outcome, right? It depends on your product. So obviously, if you're selling a consumable, you want to focus on benefits here. You're not going to add 24/7 customer support or a feature or gluten-free GMO. That's the stupidest thing you can do when it comes to this really valuable equity on your product page. Instead, you could be using, let's say, hair loss. Well, benefit number one, guaranteed to go from A to Z, right? This will help you solve this at its core, right? We help whatever it is. You want to focus on making a very congruent bullet point of benefits, features, or key outcomes right here, because again, all of the selling is going to happen in the first 30% of your page. And if you can do this really well, then you will cook really fucking hard. right? This is just pretty straightforward, whether it's a one-time purchase, subscribe and save, or even a bundle, which a lot of you guys do. Pretty similar structure, okay? Don't worry about the exact shape and look of it. It's more so just making sure you are very clear. And a lot of times, I'll give you guys this tip, is you don't actually want to have multiple options. Like, you don't want to have a one-time purchase, a subscribe and save, and a like multiple 1-pack, 2-pack, 3-packs. I would, like, if this was our product page, again, I just made this for this video, we would only have the one-time purchase, for example, and optimize for bundles. We wouldn't try to push subscriptions and bundles because you're just causing so much friction where the customer now has to think more about the type of decision that they're going to take. So that's that. This is a really good area as well to use a review. If not, you can also use it as an image. Then from here, pretty straightforward, okay? Always benefits, features, common objections, and then FAQs, okay? You don't want to go crazy here. The main thing is you're handling the main information that the customer is going to look for when it comes to buying a product. And this is pretty much the number one plain, simple, straightforward layout. And if I were to break this down even more, and I come down here, I found this on Twitter, actually scrolling down, pretty straightforward as well. Okay, so header, always logo, obviously pretty straightforward. Hero section, value prop, 3 benefits. After that, the transformation, right? You can do the as recommended by if you can actually pull this off, and if you actually have something where you can link people to. If not, I promise you, you will probably get sued one day or another, so don't fuck around with this shit, okay? But the transformation, right? The before and after state, the benefits, the features, social proof, and then obviously comparisons and FAQs. Everything else is pretty much rah-rah. Knows you don't really have to do it, especially if it's your first time doing this. These are the 5 core elements you want to focus on, okay? So again, hero, value prop inside the title, 3 bullet points, transformation, benefits, features, social proof, and then comparison and FAQ. So let's go down some examples right here. So I'm sure all of you guys have seen this brand right here. BetterAlt, Similian. BetterAlt is making millions of dollars between Amazon and TikTok, but they absolutely suck at Facebook. And this is what I talk about when it comes to arbitrage. And here's proof on why they suck and why people are taking their money and riding the wave of all the work that they're doing. So let's take a look at their product page. How bad is this? Okay, you come here, good product images. We're going to give them a check on that. Let me just go ahead and check here. And then what? Look at this. Look at how bad this section is, okay? They're giving you a flavor option right here, which looks really bad. I feel like they could have done a much better job. They have this like paying for interest. They have no benefits, no explanation to what resin gummies mean or what this thing does. And if I'm a first-time customer here, right, that's coming in, and I'm just curious. I've heard about Shillegit and what it does, but I don't really remember it specifically. And I look at this, I'm leaving. I have no clue what this is. And then you come down here and you're like, okay, Nature's Most Potent Supplements. So they're doing kind of good. I'd give this like a 5 out of 10 right here on this section in terms of what it does, right? So benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3, benefit 4, benefit 5, but not really going deep dive into it, right? They're making the customer want to click here and learn more and read more instead of just having everything so visible for the customer where they can make a decision right away, right? Then you have a video, then some pretty mediocre social proof, like just 3 videos, right? This video, I'm not really too sure what it does, but it's only 4 seconds. So I'm like, okay, what exactly are they doing here, right? Comparison table, not bad, third-party tested. So we'll give this like a 7 right here out of 10. And then they have FAQs. And then like, look at the dynamic of this page. It's just so confusing, where me as somebody who's coming here to buy from the first time from this brand, it just doesn't have enough information for where I would want to buy from them. And the biggest proof to that is this brand right here, or this dropshipper right here, MuscleMax, okay? This kid is absolutely fucking printing. Whoever this is doing this really good, okay? So they stole their product, so they're probably going to get DMCA'd, but bear with me here, right? They use their packaging, check, okay? Product content, product images right here, also very good, right? Bundle offer, check. 3 bullet points, check. Even though this copy could be improved, but it's good enough, okay? Then you have reviews. Look at this. BetterAlt has the actual reviews. This person is actually displaying them. Like, this is fucking huge, okay? So also check here, X there, right? Like, they're not even showing their reviews on top of their or in the bottom of their product name, which is crazy to think about. Then you add to that, see results in 30 days, right? Risk reversal right here. These guys also don't have that, right? Then you have social proof up here. These guys, okay, we'll give them social proof, sure. Then you come down, okay? You have kind of like this also feature, brand feature right here, which they both have it. We're gonna give that a check. Benefit number 1, okay? This is what I'm talking about. I see this all the time with a lot of new dropshippers and people who want to get started with ecom, is they try to force every single benefit in their product instead of only focusing on the main benefit that they're promising to the customer in the ad, okay? Nobody's looking for an all-in-one solution. People just want to understand one thing on how your product will help them. If you're saying your product's going to boost my testosterone, then you need to get really fucking good at explaining that message as many times as you can. Warren Buffett says, I think, or Charlie Munger, there's a quote that says, a rich man is a man who understands one thing really fucking good and screams it and talks about it all the fucking time, okay? The quote was something along those lines. And that's exactly what you want to do when it comes to your marketing funnel, from your ad to your product page, to your checkout, to your emails. Everything has to be congruent about the main thing that you are trying to portray and sell the customer about. And if you can do that, I promise you, you will print money. So again, benefit number 1, benefit number 2, right? Really fucking good right here. What to expect, showing them the transformation that we just talked about before, and that layout that we talked about. Features, GMO lab tested, no added sugar, no artificial ingredients, etc., etc. Big fucking check. Again, another big check here. Right here, the social proof. They're kind of writing that Trustpilot design style, FAQs, right? And then they fucked up here not having reviews, so I'll give them a little X. But just look at the comparison between the real brand and the fake brand, and how the fake brand has found an arbitrage opportunity, and they're literally taking these guys' money. Like, they are taking their money all fucking day long. I would buy from this page all day long, right? And if we were to compare both of them like we just did, you guys kind of already see the big difference. And remember the style and the design of this page and the layout, because we're going to talk about this here shortly. Again, here's another example of a shitty product page, right? Good product, good offer, right? Kind of starts good, right? So you can tell this is kind of ChatGPT made, very minimum effort. When I say minimum effort in a lot of these videos, and I'm sure a lot of gurus say the same thing, it's not about minimum effort where you make this shit look shitty. It's minimum effort that's actually going to look good enough. Like, if you don't end up buying from your own website, then your website is not ready. Okay, as simple as that. If you can't send this website to your mom or your dad and they can actually buy the product, if they're the ideal customer, then you need to work harder on this website. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is, if we look at the product photography, and I'll kind of just, I guess I'll just pull this page up here so you guys kind of see, right? Again, really fucking basic photography. This is lifestyle photography for a consumable product. Nobody's going to look through this right here and be like, wow, looks so cool. Let me go ahead and buy it. Kind GLP-1 blend, pomegranate extract, L-glutamine. What does that mean? I'm literally a dumbass. 5th grader brain customer. What does this mean? What are you trying to tell me? Okay, here it gets better. But again, it took me 7, 8 scrolls to get to the actual content. And then you have different branding and different style. Like, bro, you got to do better, right? Same thing here. If we come back, right? It's always the same mistakes that a lot of people make that they don't even notice, right? So again, no benefits, not taking brand equity serious here. Okay, 154 reviews, that's good. We're going to give them a check right here as well. Cool. So that's that. Offer, solid, I would say. 40 people are checking out. I would remove this shit, to be honest. It's just like very unneeded in my opinion. And then there's just a lot of missing elements. Not missing, but in terms of like congruency. Like, when you're looking at a product page like this, what you do notice, it's not forced information. Okay? So they're not trying to force you to buy. They're just giving you all the information you need in order to make the decision yourself. They're not trying to push you and shove it down your throat. Versus, you can see a dropshipper like this, he is trying to shove it down their throat and saying, 40 people online, here's a fake review, right? Do this, do that. But in reality, you don't even have to do that. Same thing here. Like, you have all of these reviews when we all know there is no type of backing that you can use in order to use these. But you're just using them to look good. And then you're trying to freestyle your way into putting FAQs on the top of the page and walking the customer from, okay, I'm kind of interested to, ah, shit, what if all of these objections start coming to my mind, and then going over benefits, right? So again, it all comes down to understanding the main framework that you're going to use, which is kind of like what we just talked about, right? So hero, value prop, benefits, transformation, benefit one, benefit two, features if you want to, what's included if you want to, social proof, very fucking important, comparison, and FAQs, right? And again, if we come back here, you guys kind of get the point here. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's just not enough. And then you mix that with shit like this. If you're a dropshipper and you're recommending other products that don't even go well with what you're selling, it's like, bro, you're just asking yourself to not sell, right? And this extra design shit, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it no more. But you get the point, right? And then we come over here, one more page, Grunz. What is Grunz? It's a multi-million-dollar per month brand, and you can see their landing page here, right, also follows this framework. So main thing they're doing is the benefit with the social proof out the gate, right? Then they're explaining it. CTA right here, same thing right here, main benefit, gut health, immunity, energy, and brain health, right? Benefit number one, transformation, right? Showing you the proof. 92% of people who are deficient in critical thing are getting improved. Adding more. Social proof right here, plus also telling you the transformation that you're going to get, right? Here's exactly what people are saying. Then they go straight into the product page or into the product offering, right? Right here, get your Grunz, social proof. They're leaning very heavily into that. Features, very heavily into that, right? More features, main FAQ. What is it? What's inside of it? Is it low sugar? Is it real? How do I take it? And what are the benefits, right? And then boom, social proof. When you have this much social proof, this is when you can start playing around with the layout, us versus them, and then they're pitching another offer, and you kind of get the point. But in order to create a very high converting landing page, it's not about adding so much. And again, notice how all of these images serve a specific purpose. And I'm going to walk you guys through this framework right here in order to create these images. But what I'm trying to say here is, again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to freestyle it, and you don't have to do any like unnecessary extra work. What you have to do is the bare minimum, but do the bare minimum 100% right. Because if you could do that, I promise you, you could print money. So that's number one, okay, is the structure of the page and the main elements that you want to have within that page in order to be able to convert people. Number two is going to be the content, okay? Images are 90% of the work. I promise you, if you build a good product page that has good enough images, people will start buying by just scrolling through these images. Okay, this is the best brand equity page that you can have, or equity on your brand or product page that you can have, because it will do 90% of the work. How do you create these images? Okay, pretty straightforward. 6 images, bare minimum. You don't have to put more, you don't have to put less. If you can make these 6 images right here, you are more than good, trust me. Number one is, what is your product? What does your product do? Okay, number two, what does it do? How does it work? What results can I get? How is it different? And can you back it up? The biggest tip that I can give you guys when it comes to not only these product images that you're going to put on top of your product page when somebody's going to land on it and understand exactly everything they need is, well, 2 tips. Number one is these images should pretty much be a summarized version of all the content you have on your product page, okay? If you can do that, then you have done these images really well. So what your product is, what it does, how does it help me, why I should buy from you, you versus other comparison people, and then any social proof and certifications that you can add is only going to help you. Okay, that is the main formula here. Number two is don't try to, again, over-design the content on your page. You really need to focus on product images that are high quality, okay? Mix in some UGC, AI, even like this, right? People holding your product. And then you want to highlight the ingredients if you're selling a supplement or a beauty product to make sure that people understand what this thing is made out of. Anything that is consumable that people will use on their skin, they want to see that. And then of course, before and afters. You don't have to overdo this. One is more than enough, right? A lot of times. And then just really lean into keeping everything very minimal, clean, simple, and straightforward. So that's what it comes to content. My biggest tips, like I said, don't try to overdo it. Do the bare minimum, do it 100%, and then just stick to making the content be the design of your page. Don't try to color it and make accents and do this and do that, whereas your website's just going to come out looking like a fruity rainbow, right? Keep it straightforward. The content itself, the images itself that you put on your website is going to be the design. And finally, it's going to be the copy, okay? I'm going to scream this at you guys till the end of time. Once you understand, okay, which one of these people you're going to fucking be targeting, this is when you're going to come down to the brand launch system that I have. You're going to use prompt number 1, okay, where it's going to help you break down exactly how and what these guys are doing in order to convert people. Then you're going to go ahead, create the deep research prompt about your product, and then the avatar deep dive, and then be able to create the copy one section at a time in order to create a very high converting landing page. And maybe I'll do this on a second video here. I don't want to make this one too long, but yeah, figure I'd just kind of help you guys understand some of the high level mental frameworks that I kind of exercise and look for when it comes to really good landing pages, so you guys can go ahead and use it for yourself. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that, and then let me know what else you guys would like to see from me. So see you guys on the next one.